Greetings and bienvenue, Midnight Crew. Thank you for returning to this broadcast. And welcome to new viewers joining us for the first time. If you like a video, then feel free to subscribe.
Some viewers may find the following video disturbing. Viewer discretion is advised.
Basically, my nope is that I think there is something living and walking around in my ex-best friend's skin. We'll tell the tale and the nopes that led up to it. July last year, me and friend, both 18, decide to go camping for a week. End up not liking any of the lame, paid campsites. We are doing this the old way, goddammit. I legally camp in this amazing area surrounded by paddocks and woods, etc., far away from houses and properties. Nearest town at least half-hour drive away. The snakes and spiders, we are Australian. First few days of camping are great, though it was pretty rainy. Every night we end up talking for hours and being hilarious, then go to sleep in a massive swag I brought. The place is great, but for some reason we stick together. It made me uneasy to be alone, and for some reason we always made sure we were within viewing distance of one another. One night we ended up huddled in fear. Can hear something walking around the swag. Walks around us for hours while we both nope.jpg out. Hear fucked up screech from a distance. Noise like wind going past really fast and footsteps stop. We're camped in a clearing. No wind can get through the trees like that, or hasn't this whole time. My friend laughs. Ha 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 ha. Holy shit, Anon. Hey, that was scary. End up eventually going to sleep, but wake up at noon. Next day, I'm cooking. Oh shit, we need more firewood. Can't leave this food because it'll burn really fast. My friend volunteers. Duh. First time one of us has gone into the wooded area alone. Friend pauses before going in, finally summons some courage and disappears from sight. I'm a master chef. Not wearing my watch, but it's been like an hour. I'm nearly done cooking this stuff. Assume they're taking a shit. I'll give them some privacy. Fire begins to fail, so I have to ninja get some wood and finish the meal. Eventually, I realize maybe inbreds have captured and eaten my friend. Damn it, I spent ages cooking this meal. I am willing to avenge at the risk of being eaten myself. Grab a big-ass knife, rifle, torch, and a bite of my delicious damper. Walk into the woods yelling for friend. Feel something watching me. Beginning to get scared, but not about to admit that. Come out, you fucker. It doesn't take that long to shit. See someone in woods in front of me. Hear my mate laugh. Hear screech behind me. Oh, fuck, nope.jpg. Sprint straight towards where I saw my friend. That fucker is unarmed. Be running. Lose sight of friend. Call out to him. If you're dead, I will kill you. End up breaking through a wooded area into a paddock. Ah, shit.jpg. See something move in the woods across the paddock. Looks big. Bigger than me. Considers how many bullets I have. Probably not enough. Ha ha. Nope. Run back through the woods. Get through the campsite. My friend is sitting there wearing a change of clothes. Ha ha ha. Holy shit, Anon. That was scary. See nothing wrong with it. Ha ha ha. Idiot, what did you do? Cover yourself in shit. He laughs. Oh, wait. Did you hear the screech? Shakes his head. I must be paranoid. We dig into some delicious food. Tell him about the huge thing I saw. He just laughs again. I wouldn't worry about it. That night, sitting across from friend in front of the fire, I've decided to teach myself whittling. Whittling away. Cut my thumb. Friend looks at my thumb. I stick a Band-Aid on that shit and continue to whittle. He's reading a book and has a little lantern with him. I know what a cringe thing to do. Woods rustling and shit. Crickets chirping away. Friend laughs at something he's read. I think about his laugh in the woods. Realize it's the exact same laugh as the one when the thing walked around the swag. Same laugh he did just then. Same as the first thing he said when I found him. With different clothes on back at camp, he said the same words too. Weird. Eventually decide to drink a bit. He's a lightweight. We both crawl into the swag, giggling. I have the knife attached to my belt. I wake up once and find him staring at me. Drunk brain suddenly worried he might be going clavicular for a second while drunk. Talk about this girl I really like. He seems to be really aware and listening to everything I say. Suddenly it feels like my bladder is gonna burst. I stagger out to this little river that goes past our campsite. Take a piss in the early morning light while in awe of the majesty of nature. See something gray sticking out of the riverbed. Pull it out. It's my friend's shirt he wore yesterday before going into the woods. It's torn up pretty bad. A little bit of blood on it. Too drunk to really put anything together. Lovingly rebury it because my drunk brain thinks putting the cotton back to nature to decompose is a great idea. Clean hands on pants. Climb back into swag. Friend is gone to the world. I pass out and wake up a couple of hours later. Friend still asleep. Dirty hands, but then we both have dirty hands and stuff. Begin to nope about weird shit that's happening. Fire needs restarting. While pushing the coals and ashes around to add wood properly, I find a button off the pants he wore yesterday and a bit of gray cotton fabric, like the stuff from his shirt. What the fuck? Today is the day we pack up and leave. When friend wakes up, he's being as weird as he was yesterday. I'm packing. He gives me a weird look. I tell him to help. He asks if I can go get some firewood because he's hungry. I tell the bitch, once we've done packing, I'll hold his hand and go into the woods with him. Once we packed up, we both carry shit up to the car, which is hidden up near the bush track to get out of here. I've checked my car every day. He follows the whole way because the dumbass has probably forgotten where it is. We load up the car. I turn it on to make sure it's all good. I'm able to tune the radio. Pretty staticky, but there's a weather warning about storms hitting the area. We go back to the campsite to grab the last shit. Can we go get firewood now? Friend is standing just inside the edge of the woods. Suddenly, I get this feeling deep in my stomach, like instinctual fear or something. Really want to get out of there. Nah, man, weather warning. Eat some food we've got left over, and we'll buy something hot when we hit the next town. It's an 8-hour drive home. While I finish picking up rubbish, he doesn't even eat anything, but the fucker has been acting weird. Ask him if he's all right. Yeah, Anon, I'm fine. Are you sure we can't stay another night? I don't think the storm will hit here. See something move in the woods behind him. What the fuck is that? He doesn't turn around. I pull out my knife, and for some reason, he goes almost into a defensive pose, gives me a weird look. Dude, there was something behind you. He turns around then. I'm sure it was nothing, Anon. While we walk up to the car, he looks behind us a few times. I'm trying to act normal because he isn't. So, when I was cleaning up the fire, I noticed bits of your clothes in there. He says he wrecked them while collecting firewood and didn't want to add to the rubbish to bring back. Fucking weirdo, dude. You've never done shit like that before. He shrugs and looks around as we get up to the car. Feel like something is watching me. Once we're in the car and back out on the road, I feel better. I keep trying to make conversation, but he doesn't put much into the conversation. I turn on the radio. Every so often, he repeats things some of the radio presenters say. While we aren't talking, I have time to think about it. Him not being worried about shit that worries me. Think about the weird looks he's been giving me in different situations. Feel sick and horrified, and I realize the faces are probably the faces I was pulling at him at those moments. He's been mimicking my expressions. Realize he's been repeating phrases I say, and his laugh never changes. His clothes are all torn up and burying them, finding them burnt after I found them, wanting me to go back into the creepy fucking woods for some reason. I know for a fact he isn't a black-pilled looks-maxer or some shit. He has a girl he likes, and it's funny how chill he tries to be about it. Decide to give a little test. Talk about some stupid shit we did as kids. Ask him questions. He just says, "Oh, I don't remember that part," or agrees with me. The more I think about it, I realize he hasn't been acting like himself at all since he went missing while I cooked. When we get to a town, I turn my phone on and call my mom. She's glad we had fun and stuff. Can't wait for us to get back in town and spend some time with her before I go back to work. Fly in, fly out for life. Ask him if he's going to call his parents. Weird look again. Then he gets his phone from his backpack. I grab money from our joint cash fund and buy us both lunch. He eats the almost raw steak from his burger, but doesn't want his chips or the rest of the bun or salad. He goes in. Comes out with 2 more huge pieces of red steak, done rare. Wolfs them down while I finish my meal. Pulls out his phone again and fires off some texts. Notice some wicked bruises covering his upper arms. "What the fuck happened there, man?" He shrugs, says they don't hurt. Well, okay then. I change clothes and shower there. He is waiting by the car. Notice him staring and watching other people. Says he doesn't want to shower. I call him a smelly fucker, and so he disappears for a bit. Comes back with new clothes and has had a shower, thank Christ. We both smelled like wildlings. Keep on driving. Now it's nighttime. Only an hour or 2 out away from home. He slowly begins to join in conversation, but he doesn't sound the same as he used to. None of his speech habits, like making puns. No talking about the girl he's crazy about. Decide to bring up the creepy shit that happened out at the campsite. I swear I thought about shooting at that horse or whatever that big thing was, but then I decided I liked my chances of not knowing. He laughs. I wouldn't worry about that, Anon. I begin to feel uneasy and think that maybe this isn't my friend sitting beside me anymore. What about that thing that walked around our tent? He gives me this weird smile. Maybe it was a werewolf, Anon. I laugh. Or a hot chick who was lost. He grins wider. Or maybe something that was just checking us out. Feel weird again. I force a laugh. Why would anything do that, like some cannibal or Christian? He looks out the window. I can't watch him because I got to keep my eyes on the road. Maybe they wanted to get out of there as badly as you did this morning, Anon. What the fuck did he just say, .jpg? Glance at him. Not looking at me. Can feel my knife still on my hip in its holster. The rifle stored safely away in the back. Like a skinwalker or some shit? Trying not to drive this fucking car off the side of the road. Something like that. We both go silent. He laughs. Same fucking laugh. But that would be impossible, right, Anon? I laugh. Yeah, it would be. Radio goes on and we don't talk for the rest of it. Get to his house, help him get his shit out of my car, and then I drive home. Get inside. Shaking. I am a man, for fuck's sake. Keep it together. Seriously think my friend died out there and there is something else living inside him now. Weird shit has happened, like his dog and cat have mysteriously disappeared. He doesn't hang out with us as much, and even the girl he liked tried to hang out with him, and she says he was really fucking weird. He apparently acts almost robotically and only eats hardly cooked meat like a caveman. His mom even asked if he'd gotten into any fights because his skin is always bruised. Now, he could have joined a fight club or has become the clumsiest fucker ever, but honestly, my best friend is a totally different guy. He recently invited me to go camping again to the same spot. I had to say I was busy, but I'm terrified that maybe there was more than one, and when he tried to get me to go out into the woods with him, he was trying to lure me out there for the same thing to happen to me. Shit's so messed up, I ignore his calls now. And whenever I get back from a swing at work, all I get is complaints about his weird behavior and people asking if he's on drugs or some shit. For God's sake, I've told my friends to never take him up on camping, and I told the girl I liked, now my girlfriend, all this weird shit that happened, and she agrees that he is a totally different person. Stupid shit we did as kids was like putting this purple goo into these girls' hair. He loves to tell that story because in order to get rid of the blame on us, we put it in our own hair so we wouldn't get in trouble, and they wouldn't tell. We got in trouble anyway. While we were driving, I asked him if he remembered putting goo into girls' hair. He said yes. I asked him if he remembered if it was green or blue or purple or something, and he said he didn't remember but was pretty sure it was green. Now, there is no way he forgot. No fucking way. He told that story a couple of weeks before we went down there. I also asked him shit about his first dog, Mo. He didn't remember shit about Mo. In fact, it made me so sick of his vague responses that I stopped before he realized I was getting upset. And God knows what would have happened if it realized what I was doing. But I assume it can read, and it learns. Very fast. Like his phone. When I told him to call his parents, he treated his phone like he had no idea. But then, by the time I bought food, he was already texting people. And then his mimicking my expressions and other people's and the radio's talking. It was too spooky for me, man. Maybe it makes me an asshole for being willing to drop a friendship that I've had pretty much my whole life over these experiences. But honestly, what am I supposed to do? Hello, officers. When I was on a camping trip with my best mate last year, and we spent a good amount of the time drinking and camping on illegal ground, which will get me fined, if not imprisoned. I'm pretty sure something ate my friend's insides and is now wearing him as a meat suit. Could you please contact the proper authorities and have this entire town and said campsite nuked? Ha. From what I know, he hasn't attacked anyone physically or asked anyone else to go camping with him. He was a stand-up guy who was hilarious and laid back, and now he is almost malicious and uncaring, and sometimes I can hear that laugh in my head and that screech, and it sucks being terrified of some asshole I used to love like a brother. And so concludes the fucked up tale of me being convinced that my friend is no longer human or who he used to be. I have never in my life seen anyone change like that. Just some days I hope that I'm just crazy and he's just gone on some sort of hardcore drugs.
This happened a while ago. Be doing a /K/challenge. Missed out on summer, so had to do it in the middle of winter. Florida winter, so it doesn't really count. Set up camp, bring only a 50-pound recurve bow and double-barrel shotgun with me. It's in the middle of an old clearing. Usually it would be occupied with tents, but the harsh winter warded everyone off that year. Everybody except me. Get a good fire going. Pull out pamphlet on the area I'm camping at. The pamphlet literally says that the Native American translation for the place was silent, noiseless, quiet, sneaking hills. Nervous laughter.jpg. It's nighttime. Decide to turn in. Sleep with shotgun by my side. Uneventful night. Insanely quiet, which sort of helped me fall asleep. Wake up. Warm sunlight dances on the ground. Everything seems to be right, Cobber. Then, I notice the clearing is a perfect circle. This is strange, because I could have sworn it was more of a pear shape when I set up camp. I turn to the right, to walk further Innawoods, when I notice something off-white dangling from a branch. It's a skull. A little bit weirded out, but not scared. Coyotes are pretty common here. Turn to the right again, another skull. Repeat this. Fucking coyote skulls everywhere. Retreat to the center of the camp. Coyote skulls are clearly visible everywhere. How did I miss this? Clutch shotgun a little tighter. Return to tent. Guzzle down some homemade tea. I used some safe-to-eat leaves that I found around the campsite. Calm my nerves a little. Feeling a little braver, walk back out to look around some more. Enter detective mode. Look at the skulls again. Notice by the wear on their teeth, or lack of it, that they were all around 8 to 14 months old. Decide to take them all down. Having their hollow eye sockets stare at me like that is way too spooky. By the time I'm finished screwing around, it's dinner time. Go out and hunt a squirrel, make rotisserie. I used some spices I found in the woods to give it flavor. I knew they weren't toxic, however. I forgot they were also used as laxatives. But since this is a creepy thread and not an MRE thread, I won't go into detail. Clean myself up and return to my tent to sleep. I wake up a little while later at midnight exactly. Loud yaps and rustling coming from everywhere. I grab my bow and shotgun and carefully peek out through the tent opening. AHG! Damn! I was pushed onto my back. White snapping jaws were inches from my face. I use a broadhead to stab whatever's on me. It goes down like a ton of bricks. Pull out my cell phone to use it as a flashlight. It's a fucking coyote. The broadhead went right through its throat, out through the top of its head. The yaps and barks are getting louder and closer. In an adrenaline high, I blast randomly through my tent opening. I'm not sure if I hit anything, too occupied with reloading. More of the sons of bitches are pouring in. Shoot, reload, shoot, reload, shoot, reload. I do this until I'm out of buckshot. Say a quick prayer, grab my bow. As I reach over for it, a sharp pain strikes my wrist. F-U-A, shy damn. I'm too wide-eyed to do anything. The coyote I literally stabbed with a fucking broadhead is biting my right hand. He leaps on top of me. Luckily for me, the arrow stuck in his head keeps him from coming close to my face. I'm hysterical by this point, screaming, "Help! Damn! Die!" Just then, I remember I brought along a XXL ballad song for shits and giggles. Use it to chop the bastard's head off. Run out of the tent, I accidentally grabbed my shotgun instead of my bow. I'm spinning around trying to find a way of escape. Suddenly, all the yapping stops. The coyotes are backing up to a campfire. It wasn't my campfire. Above the blaze floated a coyote skull with feathers strewn about it. Notice it's not actually floating, but instead is being worn as a mask by a naked man. I scream, infuriated at him. I think I was trying to curse at him. I jerk the trigger on my shotgun, and to my surprise, it goes off. His shoulder flinches back, and he grabs his stomach. This part I can't Greentext. It's just too hard to describe. He pulled open his stomach, and this gut-wrenching feeling of anxiety poured over. Something akin to the sound of a cannon or lightning started going off, but it was way too prolonged to be a rifle or something like that. I think of it today, more like a scream. I woke up later, in a ranger's station. They said they received a call in the middle of the night. Someone kept on screaming, "Coward," and "Damn B" into the phone. They patrolled all around, until they found me at the campsite. I was covered in bites, not from coyotes, save the one on my wrist, but rather something more like a human. The wounds were too marred to judge accurately. They were really mad at me. They thought I went coyote hunting while high or something. The second campfire at the site was stacked to the height of a man with coyote bones. I'm not allowed to go there anymore, but I don't think I would even if I could.
3 years ago, I was about 18. Was tall and fit, so I wasn't scared to walk through woods alone as I was when I was a kid. Me and my mate decided to go by foot from our town to the neighboring village to hang around. Road that connects it is around 3 kilometers long and is surrounded by forest. Anywho, we spend too much time goofing around in the village, and it's getting late. Summertime, and now it's around 9 p.m., getting dark. We didn't want to walk back and tried to find a ride, but our friend with the car wasn't home. No problem, we will just walk and maybe catch some ride on the road. Now it's around 10 p.m. and it's dark. It wasn't our first time walking that road in the dark. We get to the entrance of the forest road, and inside is even more dark, like pitch black. We wait a few minutes to see if a car will pass by. Nothing. Turn on flashlights on our phones and play some music. We talk and joke as we go. We are getting close to the middle of the road, 1.5 kilometers in both directions. As we are talking and music is playing, I hear something like children's laughter to my right. It's coming from inside the woods from a small hill up on my right. First thought was that maybe it was music. Look to my mate and he looks at me like he heard it too. We turn off the music and wait in silence for about 20 seconds. Just as we are going to dismiss it as music, we hear it again. This time there was no interference. We heard it loud and clear. To our right on the forest hill, in the pitch black, some 50 meters away from us, a bunch of children were giggling and laughing. It lasted for 2 or 3 seconds. What the fuck? RV. My first thought was, WTF are children doing in the forest at this time? As I was thinking that, I said it to my mate, what are children doing here this late? He has no idea. He tells me, it's weird we don't see any flashlights coming from the hill. I'm thinking that it's very unlikely that children will be there. First of all, no way children are brave enough to be in the forest alone. Second, there is no sane parent that will go with their children to the forest at dark, especially because from that direction there wasn't a road, just a forest. What the fuck would they be doing outside the road? I try to rationally explain what I just heard but can't. The best explanation that I had was that parents took their kids to collect mushrooms in the dark. LOL. I know it's silly, and I knew it too, but at the moment my brain just went haywire trying to explain our situation. Another explanation I had was, maybe it was the hunters, but that doesn't explain the children's laughter. Now some 5 seconds have passed since we heard it. Thinking it may be humans or maybe hunters, we yell in deep voice, is anyone there? Everything goes silent. No reply. We go full survival mode. We didn't communicate except for that part when he said that it's weird that they don't have flashlights. Basically, our thought process was very similar, and we didn't have to say much. We just glanced at each other and understood our thoughts. We stand back to back. I look to our 6 and left, while he looks to right and our front. We are both aware that we are right in the middle of the road. There is no way we can outrun something by running 1.5 kilometers. We are both aware we can't run, so we'll probably need to stand ground. We say to each other, whatever happens, no running. Stand ground and make loud noises if you see anything. Now that I think of it, we prepared ourselves as if it was a bear. LOL, just standing tall and making noises is what documentaries taught us, and no running. I explicitly repeat to him that if something does pop out from the forest, just stand your ground, raise your hands and make loud noises. As we are waiting, around a minute passes. We hope that a car will pass, but no sound of it. Everything is silent. Since a minute has passed, I suggest we go slowly back to our village, while we are still back to back. Suddenly, another laughter, this time in front of us, but a little further. Little relief that it was further away this time. Still, we don't know what it was, or how many of them there were, so we stay cautious. Very, very slowly start moving to the village, still back to back. We didn't even pass a few meters when we heard something like a dog crying or squeaking in front of us. Coming from the same place, we heard laughter. Mate tells me that the sound came very close to the road, and it was coming from like 60 meters in front of us. It lasted for 1 or 2 seconds and we heard it twice. Little backstory. My mate had a dog who he loved very much, and that day his brother came to visit us at the village while going on foot and walking that dog. Now for some reason my mate, he thought for some reason that might be his dog crying. I was like, WTF, no. He proposes we go to the sound. I immediately said, no way, we need to go back. This fucker won't go back. JPG. He starts slowly walking to the sound direction, and since I didn't want to break our formation of back to back, I follow. Immediately think of horror movies where they split and die, and also where they go to danger and die. Lol.av, this is how we die. We go silent as we are approaching. Full commando mode. Adrenaline at maximum. I remember thinking that I would probably start a fight even with a bear at this point. We come to the location and nothing, no sound of anything. We proceed heading to the town direction. He admits it was a very stupid thing to do, and he doesn't know why he did it. Says he couldn't rationally think. We are still in survival mode, full commando. As we walked some 150 meters, we broke our formation of back-to-back and start walking really fast, while constantly looking to our back. Suddenly, and I shit you not, a huge owl flies right above us, like literally 1 meter above us. It came from our front. My mind is dead, no explanation for anything. As it went to the forest, we just said, fuck it, if we're gonna die, then it's meant to be. We started jogging, still not a single car. The road never had lots of traffic, maybe a dozen cars in 24 hours. We make it out of the village and to his home. As adrenaline goes away, we are both shocked, pale as flour. We tell his mother, and she is shocked too, says she has no idea what the fuck it could be. I went home and my mother doesn't have an explanation either. Anyway, a month passes and I go visit my dad. Parents divorced. We didn't go through the forest since then, except by car. I casually told the story to my dad. He starts laughing, says he isn't surprised since I don't know jack shit about animals. He goes to YouTube and plays some videos of baby foxes. Their sound is like that of children giggling and laughing. Oh my fucking god, that's what I heard. He says that mother probably had their cubs and was transferring them over the road, and probably was strict with their cubs, so they stayed silent. That's why we heard dogs crying, because their crying is similar to that of a dog. He even had an explanation for the owl. He said that foxes chase mice and small things out of their holes, and owls follow foxes so they could get easy kills. My jaw literally dropped. This man just explained the biggest shit pants experience in my life. I'm glad he did, because if he didn't, I wouldn't go to the forest for years.
Camping Innawoods. Stumble across big-ass hole. Trip over rock. Catch self just in time to not fall in hole. Also catch self just in time to have phone fall out of pocket and into hole. Fuck. Take out paracord. Make impromptu harness. Rappel into hole. It'd be deep as fuck. Get to bottom, turn on light. Skeletons all over the place. Hear shriek, skedaddle the fuck out of the hole. Go in tent a few miles later. Wake up next morning, small pile of bones outside tent. Phone is on top of it.
I hope that you enjoyed tonight's broadcast. If you enjoyed tonight's story, then please subscribe to the channel as more Greentext will appear daily. A new broadcast will appear when the clock strikes midnight Central Time.